Yo, what's going on, guys? Reversal here, and today I'm going to be doing a post Rage of the Abyss Dinosaur deck profile. And as you could probably tell by the thumbnail, it's a version that I've never shown off on the channel before, but it's the Sinful Evol version of dinos. This is a version of dinos that I wanted to try for a long time, but couldn't really justify buying the Sinful package with how expensive it was before the tins came out. Um, they're still kind of pricey because the tins were done in a horrible way, but that's neither here nor there. I got them at a decent price before they started going up to where I was happy to pay the money for them. So I'm glad to have the cards now. This performed extremely well in the testing that I've done throughout the week. It's very consistent. It's good at playing through hand traps. It doesn't hard brick very often. So it's pretty much everything could ask for in a going first dinos list in this day and age. I think probably since the misc limit, this might be the best version that I've tried. It's up there with the MathMech version when Circular was at 3, so definitely excited to keep playing it, and I think there's a lot of potential in this deck list, and it can only get better over time with more testing. And we'll have to see how the format shapes up when Rage of the Abyss comes out. I do think the Mulch Army is obviously format defining, whether it's a main deck card or a side deck staple, you're gonna have to have a plan for it. And then I think Snake Eyes with the Azamina cards, like Fiendsmith, is going to be the best deck again. But we'll see how that shapes out. This is kind of just a preliminary list. But before I get into the profile, if you're interested in this Dinosaur playmat or these sleeves, check out finalsaga.de. And if you decide to buy anything, use my code Reversal10 for 10% off your order. If you use my code to buy anything, it supports the channel directly, so definitely check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff over there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, definitely do that now. Drop a like, comment on the video, all that good stuff. Everything helps me out, so I appreciate it. Yeah, let's get right into the deck list. So it's gonna be 40 cards. I'm gonna split it up into like the different like engines and like sub engines, whatever. But yeah, I tested this version of the deck a lot between 40 and 45. Some using certain cards, some not. And I found 40 cards was the best in terms of raw consistency. And then, yeah, I think it just opened the most quality hands overall, like more than the other versions that I tried out. So sticking with 40 for now and see if that changes. But for now, I think it's good like this. So we'll start off with like the normal like dino cards. 3 Ovi. This is already deviating from what I've done in pretty much every other video I've ever done, but I'm only playing 1 Archosaur right now. In this list in particular, you have a few more normal summons that also combo off with the baby. They're not as protected as like these combos. If it's like Archo baby, at least you're not playing into Nib as hard. But that's the case with some of the other new combos, but you have a lot more ways to play. But I cut this down to 1 because I don't want to have too many normal summons in my hand. And having 1 really hasn't been an issue at all. The only time it's been kind of annoying is if you open like Archosaur, Misc, Baby. You can't lead with the Misc now to bait for Ash and then just normal summon the Archosaur and full combo them. Because if you go for the Misc and they don't Ash you, you don't have a target in deck, so you can't do that, obviously. But that's the only time it's been really annoying. But in reality, you can probably just normal summon the Archosaur and your opponent's probably going to Ash it anyway. And then you just chain Misc, so it's probably fine. But I think 1 Archosaur is perfectly fine in this list. I haven't had an issue with it so far. So for the babies, we got 3 and 2 Petite. I've said before, I feel like this is the correct ratio in pretty much any going first dino deck. And in this one specifically, you definitely need at least 5, in my opinion. You have the ground Xenos that combo with it. You have the simple cards that all combo with it. So you really need to be seeing 1 of these in your opening hand. The 1 Misc. This deck list would benefit from a second Misc so much it's not even funny. But unfortunately, we only have 1 because Konami hates dinosaurs. We got the 1 Kaito. This could be Giant Rex. As said like plenty of times, doesn't really matter which one you play. They do the same thing. Then we got 2 Conductor. So these are the monsters. As you can probably see, there's no Pank here. Pank was in the 40 card list that I was testing for this, but I decided to take it out for a different card, which I'll talk about a little bit, but Pank without Lost World, spoiler, I'm not playing Lost World. These are the rest of the dino spells, just 3 dig, 2 pill. Without Lost World, I feel like Pank loses a lot of its value. So I decided to take it out since going first, it's always a brick pretty much. You never want to see it. So if it was going to be a brick going first, I figured I'll put in a different brick that helps me a lot more through different situations. Or if I don't play that extra brick, I'll just play another non-engine card instead. So decided to take the pink out, see how it goes, but I think it will be fine to have that one less bad draw on the deck going first. If you replace it with something like the brick I'm talking about, or like a called by, whatever, the deck's gonna be a little worse going second game 1, but it's fine in my opinion. I think not having the pink should be okay. Yeah, this is like the normal dino stuff. It's pretty like minimal. Now for the Xeno package. Just got the 2 ground Xenos, the 1 Meteorus, and the 1 Frostosaurus. So I was trying 40 cards without this package and more non-engine. I liked it a lot. The only issue was I wasn't opening the 3-card combos as much as I would like to. So that's why I wanted to add the ground Xenos in. And that helped a lot in terms of opening hands that could play through hand traps. So I think it's correct to play it. Then the Meteorus can come up, whether you play the vanilla or not. It's nice to have another level 6 fire dino you can send sometimes to make 2 of your monsters level 6 with the Leo's second effect. So it's good to have. And then the vanilla, in the 40 card list that I tested, like this one that I'm showing, I was playing Pank in this slot instead of the vanilla, so I wasn't playing the vanilla at all. I think it was fine, but in my opinion, after Rage of the Abyss, I think we're going to be in a format where Droll is extremely prevalent, especially in main decks. That could end up not being the case, but in my opinion, I think it will be because it's really good against the Azamina cards especially. And then some people are like using Droll to Droll themselves to not give the opponent like a ton of Fulveros draws. So something to consider, but I think it's going to be a Droll format, so I think the vanilla helps a lot in terms of playing through Droll. The Sinful cards help you play through Droll a lot as well, so having both of them makes it so the effects of Droll are a lot more minimal than they are against like normal dino decks that rely on searching. But yeah, I think this package is good for helping play through the hand traps especially. And then something I want to say about the vanilla, if you don't have the ulti Frostosaurus, you should probably play the Fire Opalhead instead. I think this card is technically the optimal version, the optimal card to play in this version of the deck since it's a fire dino. So like sometimes you could send it with the Leos, but for the most part it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm saying like if you have the ulti, you gotta play the ulti because like, you know, look at that, I think it's beautiful. But yeah, if you don't have the ulti, you should probably just play the Fire Opalhead just because like there's some cases where it can be better to have than the Frostosaurus. But yeah, that's it for those Xeno cards. Like I said, I tested between 40 and 45 a lot. Sometimes with this package, sometimes without it. And I think it was worth playing. But now to move on to the new stuff, the Sinful package. So we got 3 wanted, 1 witch, 1 original. This is like the minimum cards you need to be playing for the Sinful stuff. Then playing the 1 poplar. This is so you can go into the Banshee to access this, and then your regular dino combo can get you into the Sinful package. So I think it's worth playing for that. It also is not a bad normal summon. You obviously don't want to be clogging on normals, but this plus a baby is technically a full combo still, as well as all these other all these cards and these all combo with baby. That's why the deck feels so much more consistent. Those lines aren't as good into Nib as normal dino lines, but they're still combo regardless, so it helps the consistency a ton. Then we got the Evol package. The Mega Churlia is the card you summon off the Sinful Spoils original. And then what this card does, you tribute a reptile, which is itself usually, pretty much every time. It's the only reptile you have. And then discard a card, and you special level 6 or lower fire dino from your deck. So you can summon either Leos or if you have a baby, you can summon the Meteorus, and then during your combo, you can pop the baby with the Meteorus and then summon Leos that way. So it's pretty good to have as an option. The only thing is, if you summon the Leos off the baby effect, you can't use the level modulation part of the effect. But sometimes it is nice to be able to send the level 6 to make an extra rank 6. But usually through this combo, if you don't have like your dino combo, you can use the Leos to dump the Misk, and that can combo off. That's how you combo with baby, and that's why it's not Nibiru proof. But yeah, these cards are really nice in the deck just for the consistency. The trap helps you play through board breakers better, because this lets you target these two and then you just bring them back and overlay for any Volzor. So you can make Lars, Dolka, Lagia, whatever. It's really nice. Like, because then when you normal or special the Leos, it sets this from deck, which is why the deck plays well into Droll. The only card that searches here that like you need is the Wanted, and you could just chain it to Droll anyway, and then you just wouldn't do the Poplar line if you got Droll, just fine. But yeah, these cards are really good in the deck. Helps into breakers, helps with consistency. Really can't ask for much more from these. So now for like the non-engine stuff, got the one Prosperity. Decided to throw this with the non-engine because like you technically don't need to play this. Sometimes with the extra deck, you kind of have to know what you're doing with the extra deck to use this card, I think. So if you want to not play it, you definitely can. You probably want to play a different consistency card if you take it out, but if you take it out, it's fine as well for like whatever. Then we got the Kashtira package. I'm opting to play 2 Fenrir and 1 Planet. If it does end up being Droll heavy in the main decks, I'll probably just take out the Planet for a 3rd Fenrir. But the Planet is really nice to open with the Sinful cards, since if you open any of those with this, this can get you the Fenrir can get you the 2nd Fenrir. So you have a Fenrir to discard for the Witch, and then you have the Planet you can send for the original. So you're not really going to minus in card advantage. So that's where these cards really help shine going first. And then going second, like Fenrir is a fine card. It's not the best, but it's good enough. The card economy going first is really why you want to play this card. Then playing 2 Talents. I don't think Talents is great in Dino usually, but in this deck you have a lot more gas, so the draw is nice if you don't have anything to keep pushing, or if you do have like your Dino combo plus any of the Sinful cards, and you get hand trapped by like Ash or whatever on your Dino stuff, you could use this, rip a card from their hand, and then just full combo them with the Sinful stuff. Especially if you have a baby in hand as well, like if you have like Ovi baby or whatever, and you get like Veilered. So I think this card's good in this deck. Might play 1 and then 1 called by, but I'll talk about that in a second, I guess. The last non-engine I'm playing is Book of Eclipse. I think this card's pretty good. Going first, it has some utility, and going second, it's pretty good if it resolves. This was like the one board breaker I wanted to play that was versatile for going first and second, in addition to the Talents. Droplet's another option, but sometimes the hand economy can be rough with Droplets. So, and then Dark Ruler was another one that I was originally going to play, but I'm not sure how good that card's going to be after Rage of the Abyss, but we'll see. But yeah, the non-engine's like whatever, that's subject to change, of course, with the new format. But I will say, elephant in the room with this set is the Molcharmi Fuvaros. I don't have the card, obviously, it's not out yet. I don't know if I'm going to buy the card, since it's $150 for no reason, but we'll see if that card ends up being a main deck staple or a side deck staple. It's going to be definitely like in everyone's list that can afford it. I'm not sure if it's a main deck card yet or not. I think some people will definitely main deck it, but at worst, it's going to be in every person's side deck, so you have to have a plan for it. If it does end up being a majority of main decks as opposed to side decks, you probably want to take out the Eclipses and one of the Talents for 3 Ash and a call by, just to respect the card more, since it does hurt a lot. But if it's more of a side deck card, you can side these, but just keep that in mind. for whenever, you know, if you're playing at locals, people probably aren't going to have the card like that, but it's just something you need to keep in mind for sure. Yeah, it's going to be it for the main deck. This video is going to be a lot longer than usual because there's a lot to kind of talk about with this list since it's all new to my channel. But for the XCs, we got Dolka, Lagia, 2 Lars, the Transcendosaurus Drill Dude, Flame Banshee, and Dweller. So if you don't play the vanilla, you don't need to play the second Lars. But sometimes it's nice to have a second one when you do have the level modulation when you send a 6. But sometimes when you do that, you can make the drill guy and then bring back your Misc, which is good to help you get follow-up. And then bringing back the Misc can help you make a rank 4 instead of like the Lars that you would have made otherwise. Since usually the Lars is, or whatever you make with the level modulation is usually with a non-dino. So if you do make Lars like that, you'd only have 1 negate with it. So I think having the drill guy is pretty cool to help get you that follow-up, and then you can make a rank 4 with it. So pretty cool. It's part of like the main combo that I'm going for potentially, but I'll talk more about the combos in a different video since this video is already going to be a lot longer than it should be. But yeah, the Banshee is how you get the Dweller, and then, or not Dweller, the Poplar, and then Dweller's just Dweller. Then I will say with the 2 Lars, if you end up not playing the vanilla, you take out one of these, and then I would add in the Super Producer. If you've seen my Nemesis combos, it does like the same thing in those as it does here. Helps you tack on a rank 4 with the board. So it just doesn't get you the Misc back from deck since it's the Nemesis cards would put that back. That doesn't happen in this deck. But the 2-card combo, if you're not playing the vanilla, goes through this, which to help you get that rank 4, and it plays a lot better into nib if they don't nib you exactly on the Banshee summon. So I'll probably show off the combo for that at some point whenever I do the combo video. But like I said, if you play the vanilla, you want to probably have the second Lars, and then when you're going for that combo, you don't need to go into this. So just keep that in mind. So for the rest of the extra deck, the links, I'll put these back, I guess. So for the links, we have Anima, Link Spider. The Link Spider is just for when you get Nibiru in certain times. This helps you climb into the SP to banish the nib, use the extra body that you have. And then you can end on like SP, Conductor, sometimes with a rank 4, sometimes with the Trap. It really depends what you have, but this helps you a lot when you get nibbed in certain points especially. The Reaperdocus, this is just there for if you have to link off your link 1 after a Xeno lock potentially. I don't think you need it as much in this deck, but if you aren't playing the vanilla and are playing the Super Producer, you do need this for that combo, so keep that in mind. The Barricade Board Blocker. So this is for if you draw like your Dino combo plus like the Pop Block or even like the Leos, you can discard this, or you could summon this and then discard those, and then you can end up making the Princess to get it back. So it's a good way to unbrick your hand when you do draw some of those cards alongside like your actual Dino combo, and then playing the Amblo Whale to convert your Princess into this. So on their turn, you can use the Princess, pop the Whale, it comes back, and then you use the UCT to pop the Princess. And then when the Princess gets popped, the Whale's going to give you another pop. So these are nice to have for layering to go with the Trap. You have a pop and the Trap, which can summon 2 more negates if you get like Dark Rulers or something. So it's good to keep in mind. If that does happen, you won't be able to get rid of the Princess with your Conductor. So if they, for some reason, can't clear it, you do want to be playing the Nightmare Phoenix to be able to link this off so you're not locked into fires anymore. So that's going to be the last card in the extra deck, just for those scenarios that can potentially happen. I haven't got to actually play enough to see how often that could potentially come up, but it's something that's definitely worth noting. But yeah, all these cards are pretty important. They all come up in different ways. So that's it for the deck. I'll kind of go over like some side deck stuff real quick. There's going to be a bunch of cards here. I don't know what the format's going to look like. It hasn't started yet. Obviously, the set's not even out. So I'm just going to talk about some cards that I think will be good. If you want to take a hand trap approach in the side, like you have to play Ash if you're not manning it for sure. Like I said, for Fuvaros, it's mandatory somewhere. Like I said, I think Droll will be good. I think it'll be a good side card for sure. Ghost Ogre is something you could definitely consider. I don't know if it's a card that's necessarily worth side decking, but it's very good against the Sinful Spoils Deception, which is like the new card for the Azamina stuff. It's a continuous spell that discards for cost, so hitting up that with Ogre is very impactful. We got Nib. This card could be good. It's probably only good if you pair it with other hand traps still, like usual. The Azamina package does give access to an Omni Negate, so this probably isn't worth playing unless you're playing like a full hand trap lineup in the side, but I figured I'd at least point it out. And then we got some Bestials. These will probably still be good. Still hit the Fiendsmith stuff, but the Fiendsmith stuff is going to be worse post Fuvaros, but I still think it's going to see a lot of play, especially in like Ubel, the Fiendsmith, the Azamina, Snake Eyes deck. I think people will still play Fiendsmith there, but yeah, these are like the ones that I think are good to just mention, but I think these are like the main ones that you're going to want to play regardless of how you build your side. But I'll kind of keep those to the side. We got the pink. You could probably side one of these just for, maybe there's some matchups where you just want to have a searchable out to Floodgates, even though it can be awkward. Like if you get skill drained or something, it's not like you're going to get to this, but you can side it in and have it as an option to get rid of Floodgates. And if you want to play some more breakers, we got Dark Ruler, Droplet, and then you have like the spell trap removals, which like even leaves like the main one that pairs with these, and then you know like Dusters and Cosmics. I don't know which one of these will be the best, but I think right now, like to go with the Eclipses in the main, if the Mulch Army's not like main deck and everyone's main deck, again you can get away with just siding Ash. There's definitely merit to like just side these 9 breakers to go with the Eclipses, and then you could have like Ash as your last card, and probably the Call By too. Just make room for that. But yeah, like some combination of those was probably going to be good. Or if you don't want to play, like maybe Droplet's not great, you could put like the Duster in, maybe the Storms. But these are all just, like I said, it's just options. It really depends how the format shapes up, but like if Ubel's still like super relevant, you want to like have it paired with like these type of breakers, and then like Eclipse is pretty good there as well. And then finally some more like going first cards. You could play the Thrust package with the Floodgates. So like the Thrusts are good going first or second, and then if you get hit by the Fuvaros going first and you side these in, you can use it to set one of these 2 blowout traps, depending on the matchup. If you're going to go this route, you probably want to play a 3rd Thrust. I still don't have a 3rd one because the tins didn't really change its price at all, but I'll pick one up eventually. Just don't have it right now, but just keep that in mind. Thrust is a pretty good card for that. But yeah, just some combination of these is going to be good. But kind of leave that for when the format develops. I'll make another updated list in a couple weeks after I've got to play with the deck more. And then when those Rage of the Abyss is actually out and the format can develop, a lot of the non-engine and stuff like that is going to change, of course. But that's going to be it for this video. Since this video has been a lot longer, just kind of talking about things, I'm going to do a separate combo video, but yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. This, like I said, this deck's a lot of fun. I think it's really good, and if you have the means to get this package, would definitely recommend it. The Black Witch is getting reprinted in the Bonanza set in a little over a month, and so is Princess. And there's potential that they end up putting stuff like Wanted in there again, but that's all speculation. I think before that, this card's going to keep going up because it's very good with the Azamina stuff. So if you are planning on playing this version and you don't want to wait until the Bonanza set to potentially have this in it, I would pick these up now, because if it's not in there, especially, this car is just going to keep going back up. So another thing is Ground Xeno. If you don't have this card yet, definitely pick these up sooner rather than later. I don't think this card's going to get another reprint anytime soon, and it's one of the like better secrets in the set. There's like 100 of them, and this one's in the top 20. So if you want these, don't wait, get them now. You're going to want to have a set when the Jirac stuff comes out, especially. So if you are waiting for them to go down, they're not going to go down. So definitely grab them now. But yeah, that's enough for this video. If you made it this far, appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and be on the lookout for the combo video. Take care. Peace.